Hi, I'm Ztarli, and to celebrate the release of the new golden skins and the Biolumin to the test server, I'll be drawing my own golden Biolumin. Now I've just got a screenshot from the test server to use as my reference picture for the golden Biolumin, and I have actually played as this little dragon and it's super adorable and super fun, and I've kind of fallen in love with it. I'm finding myself wanting to draw bio dragons more and more, and I always seem to want to draw them in this pose where their neck is all stretched out. I think they have a really cute slender neck and a really cute little nose and snout, and even though they're a little bit odd, the weird like blobbly things that glow are really enjoyable to draw as well. I don't know, there's just something about this dragon I really enjoy, and I think once the testing is finished and it's fully complete, people are gonna super love being this dragon, even though it doesn't have any offensive skills at all, or no real way to defend itself. I think it's still going to be a super popular dragon to play. Some of you may have noticed it has a different name as well now. It used to be the Bioluma, but now it's the Biolumin. So they did decide to change the name to sort of, I think it's supposed to be like a play on words, like a bioluminescent and mini, or something like that. So it's Biolumin, like small, which it is. It's really cute and adorable and I love it, but I'll probably just call it the Bio Dragon because that's what I'm used to calling it, and it's a lot shorter and easier for me to say. So here's my little sketching out my little golden Bio Dragon. Actually really happy with how this sketching is going. I had a bit of trouble placing the shoulder of the dragon and how the neck connects to the chest. The shoulder placement I sort of get okay pretty early on in the sketch, but the actual neck connection to the chest I'm not very happy with it until much later on in the colouring process. You'll see right near the end I finally smooth it out a bit and I'm happy with how that looks. But yeah, I really liked how this sketch went, and I really like the background that you'll see me doing later, so much so that I have saved a separate file of just the background, which I might use for some things later down the track. But if you like this sketch and you'd like to be able to colour it yourself, or you just like the line art yourself, I can go ahead and line art this so you can use it to colour your own bio dragons. It's not line arted at the moment. I did only do a sketch and then colour straight onto the sketch, but I have saved the sketch separately in case anybody would like some bio dragon art, line art to colour themselves. I'm just sketching my rough background and border at the moment, and then I'll be going on to my colouring. I have decided just to do a straight colour onto the picture, so I'll do a very brief flat colour and then I'll actually go straight to shading and highlighting without using any additional shadow or light layers. It's all pretty much coloured on the same layers, so all of this dragon is coloured on one layer, except for the front paws, which I actually separate from this layer later on, as I do want them to be above the background, the border layer that I create later in the piece, so they're in front of it and then the dragon itself is behind. So all of this is just being coloured on the one layer at the moment, and I do start with this goldy colour, and it's the kind of gold colour that I like to use, but later on when I return to my reference I realised that the dragon is a much more orangey gold colour, and only the like head dressing stuff is this more dulled out gold color. So I will make adjustments to match the reference I have and make it a bit more of that orange gold. Most of the colouring for the dragon itself is done using the bamboo brush and then using my smudge tool. I use the felt brush to smudge things in, so you'll just see me going back and forth with the two brushes, just adding on bits of light and then smudging them back in again. For a metallic look, you kind of need to have dark and light colors basically next to each other. At the moment it doesn't look terribly metallic, but the other thing about metallic things is they tend to reflect everything that's around them. So I haven't decided at this point what color my background was going to be, and I haven't integrated any other colors into it. When I do, you'll see it looks much more metallic than it does at the moment. So the background and the sort of border that I created for this, I decided to do a cave setting with some crystal growths in it, and I was going to have some bio flowers as well. So for the border, it's sort of like the bio is popping its head through like a hole or something like that, so it's sort of slightly curved, and there's just some crystals growing on the side, and then in the background there's some larger crystals and some flowers. I do actually end up covering up nearly all of the flowers, so you can hardly see them by the end of the picture, but they were there in the original planning. For the actual brushes I use in the background, it's mostly the bamboo brush, the felt brush, and my own custom wood texture brush that I've made that I still super love and use all the time. If you want to know how I made it, as per usual, there is a video on how I make custom brushes. In the future there will be a new video on how I make a star custom brush, as well as some other things. That video is already completed. I'm just not sure when I'll upload it yet, as I have got a couple of videos that are already completed. I'm just deciding in which order to upload them. So if you're a fan of my tutorial videos, look forward to those in the near future. I'm actually super excited to play Day of Dragons again lately. One, because there's stuff being added to the test server, and the new skins being added to the beta servers, and they all look really pretty and gorgeous. And the other reason why is I just bought myself a brand new computer, which hopefully will arrive later this week, and I'm really excited to have actually a good computer to play games on, so I can see what the graphics are, running at their top performance. My current computer can actually run the game on Biolumin Epic, but the frame rate drops really badly and it's kind of a bit difficult to play. So I'm super excited to get this new computer. The new computer will also help with things like video editing and 3D rendering and 3D creation and that kind of thing, as my current one, I think it might be about 7 years old, and it's starting to struggle a lot, especially if we have multiple programs open like Photoshop or Blender, or especially ZBrush, and it's just starting to do some little weird things, like not opening File Explorer or something. So I think it is on its last legs, and there was a special on this computer, so I thought I'd finally bite the bullet and get one, and I'm excited because it's the first time I really forked out for something that's pretty much top of the line at the moment. I know there's just a new generation of stuff about to come out, but that's probably why these ones are on special. But I'm just super excited to have something that's sort of close to top performing computer, so I'm excited for that. So you can see now that I've added in some of the surrounding colors, including the darker color of the rocks and the lighter color from the light behind it, that this creature now looks a fairly large amount more metallic than it did before. And to make things metallic, basically that's what you want to do. You want to choose what color metallic you want it to be, silver, gold, or whatever. And you want to have a light color next to a dark color, and then followed by medium color again. You don't have to stick strictly to this rule, and you can see that I certainly didn't. I just played with it until I was happy with how it looks, and it's not a creature made out of metal anyway. It's a creature that has metallic looking skin, so I didn't strictly stick to that rule, but definitely adding in the colors from the surroundings makes things look far more metallic than if you didn't. And I do this anyway with most of the animals or creatures I draw. I will always integrate some of the color from the surrounding area, just usually not this intensely. So usually I'll dull down the color a bit more and it won't be as bright as what it is in this picture. But again, that's because I wanted it to look metallic. For the next 5 or so minutes, I'm basically just going to be painting this dragon and the background, just refining everything that's already on the page. So there isn't anything really new that I do in the next couple of minutes. It's just the same stuff, just repeated and refining. So I'll probably just be silent for those couple of minutes, and then I'll chime back in when I start adding the glow to the dragon. much done with colouring the dragon, and I'm ready to do the layers with the light. You can see I've done a couple extra things here to make it look a bit more like a creature. I've added tiny dots to represent the tiny scales the dragon has, to give it more of a look like it's covered in scales rather than just being completely smooth. For the glow layers themselves, I just put some light colour down and then change the properties of that layer, and then I duplicate it and create another layer above it, which is actually the glowing layer itself, and I make a third layer which has the sort of outer glow, so the part that glows outside of the little bulby things, and I erase back over it to make it look a bit tidier. And I do the same thing for the little antennas as well. They glow blue instead of yellow, so I just sort of follow the same process. I actually use the same layers for these ones as the yellow ones. I don't bother with a separate layer, and same thing with the little glowing white dots. I then just add a tiny bit of light bouncing off the stone, as the glowing antennas are rather close to it, so I thought it should have some light on it there. And this is pretty much done. I sign it, and I did forget to turn the teeth layer back on, but they are there in the finished picture. So here it is. Here's my little golden Biolumin. I hope you like it. Well, thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I also have a Patreon if you want to support me. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!